Are we on? Are we here? Don't know if we are. Let's have a look. Hello? Hello! Let me see if I can just do something. I just need to check something. I may well be talking to myself, who knows? This could be it. What's going on? Huh. Can you all see me and hear me? Hello, hello. I don't know what's going on here. This will be funny if you can, because I'm getting absolutely nothing. Hang on a sec. Dear, oh dear. This isn't the best way to start, is it? Let me find what I'm looking for. I've confirmed it for myself. I am indeed here. Hurrah! Oh, good. God, I was like, things aren't happening here that I thought would happen here. Excellent. Right, we're in. We are in. Hello. Sorry about that. We had a mild technical incident just as I hit start streaming, and it asked me to do something and I didn't. So I had to shout for technical support. So there you go. Brilliant. That's a good start, isn't it? Right. Okay. So last time I did a live, I was quite far into it before people informed me that the sound was not very good. So I want to check with everybody. I have literally got my mic up to volume 10. So can you hear me okay? I should look for your replies really with that, shouldn't I? Sound is perfect. Excellent. Good. Great sound. Fab, 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 fab. Right. I am going to spin back and come back and say hello to you. But right at the top of the show, I want to say if you are watching this on the replay, which is obviously not while we're live, I will timestamp down in the comments section when I've stopped saying hello to everybody and we can actually start the show. So I'll try and remember to do that. Just bear with me on that. Right. I am very excited to be doing another live stream with you all. Yay! I get to talk to you all and we get to have a little bit of a gossip and get to know each other. And then we will do requests. So if you want me to do a character, I don't know, just off the top of my head, a certain deputy prime minister, I can do that. If you want me to be a certain protester, I can do that. A very cantankerous one, yes, I can do that. A certain wife of a member of the royal family, I can also do that. I'm going a little bit blurry in my camera. My camera seems to be not catching up with me, so I hope that that's not an issue either. Right. Okay, so I'm going to just jump into the comments. Excuse my blind. Hey, maybe it's not the camera that's going blurry and it's just my eyesight. Who knows? So I'm going to say hello to those of you who have jumped in from the start, and thank you so much for doing so. First of all, hello to my mods, and thank you very much for coming in tonight. Especially Stephen Hall, because you're just awesome and you're always there. So thank you and welcome. Hello to Peter and Leslie. Hello SR, Linda, JVW, Olivia, Helen, Hilary, Lynn, Cityman, A Motorcycle Journey, Mike, Tracy, DT, Kim, Ali. There's a lot of you. Goodness me. Stiff Richard. Made me laugh. Nathaniel, Graham. Have I said hello to Hillary? I think I did. Close to Seven, the Pink Ninja. Hello, good evening, Lewis. Good evening, Mike. Pin Spanner. RY491 says no problem with sound. Thank you. Good. Hi, Kev. Hi, Ian. Amelia Clark. Scroll Army Trotters already. Excellent. Excellent. Right. Have I said hello to everyone? Dominic, hello. Peter Brown. Yes, I have had a very busy week, Peter. Right. Richard. Osif. Is that supposed to be Joseph? It just says Osif. I don't know. I might be wrong. John. Where is the super strength lager? What you mean this? I've always got my props nearby. I look really blurry. I'm blurry. I'm really paranoid now. I think I'm a bit blurry. I might step out and then step back in again because sometimes doing that resets my camera. It's weird. Anyway, Tony, Jermaine, Paul, Sad Dad Drummer. I think I've said hello to everyone now, I think. And I apologise if I've missed anyone. I'll try and say hello as I go. Yeah, I look blurry. Give me a sec. I'm just going to step out of my camera and then back into it again. Yes, I really am on an actual beach. So now I'm not blurry. Oh, now I've gone blurry. Oh, yeah, the lens is contracting. The lens is trying to give birth. Right, let me take those off. Okay, so thank you so much for those who have joined me tonight. Thank you so much for those who have just subscribed to this channel. I've been doing this channel for quite a while and I've been in the smallest corner of the internet, and then I guess over the past year, basically, it's just grown really, really quickly, which has been amazing and a bit of a surprise because I've been here since 2021. So suddenly, when I used to do a live a few years ago, there'd be about, I don't know, 40 people show up. So this is all a bit weird for me, but lovely weird, you know. So, okay, right. I want to have a little chit chat with you all, get to know each other a little bit, and let's chat. What do you want to know? You can ask me anything. I would suggest, if you don't mind, because if you wouldn't mind putting any questions in capital letters. Oh God, I feel so old saying that. But if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. Because though I can see, I'm a bit like that. So if you wouldn't mind, that would be great. So let me spin back a little bit and see if there's any questions in the chat. We'll start with that, and then we'll move on to doing requests as we go. It's all a bit. I try and make it really a relaxed live stream rather than, you know, at 8 o'clock we do this, at 8:30 we do that. I just sort of try and go with the flow of what everyone in the chat wants to do and is chatting about. By the way, just check out, I'm wearing my merch. You didn't notice. Got my Slavers t-shirt on. And of course I've made myself a cup of tea in my wonderful merch mug. Together we can stop the far right adjacent. We've got to stop them. They're just insane. So yeah. So I'm all ready to go. Okay. Let's just spin back a little bit into the comments so I can see where we are. Okay. Sorry, I don't like dead air where I'm just sat reading, just sat reading and not actually paying any attention. Um, okay, right. Oh, and if you tag my name in it, it does jump out a little bit. So, relative normality says things got so bad for Sarah Palin, she had to do the Tina Fey collaboration. I hope it's I hope it gets so bad for us Labours that we can get the Intel Lady Angela collaboration we all need. I read somewhere, and I can't remember if it was on one of my videos or if it was someone was talking about me, and somebody said if she ever teams up with Angela Rayner, um, I'm done with her. Well, like he's my boyfriend or something. It was very strange. Um, and yeah, I was like, well, I don't look. I don't plan on collaborating with Angela Rayner. I don't suppose she's got much of a sense of humor really about it. I would find it really, really funny if she did, but I wouldn't go easy on it. I wouldn't go all oh God, I wouldn't go all comic relief on her. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when celebrities or comedians do comic relief and they tone it down and they're like really like cheesy and ugh. I think I'd have to keep the brutality up and, you know, just take the piss, really. And I don't imagine that she would take too kindly to that. I don't think so. And don't forget, when I do Angela, I'm not just doing Angela Rayner. I am lambasting the whole of the Labour Party. That is the point. I'm just using the lens of her to do it. Yes, occasionally I'll do Jess Phillips, but I'm not as comfortable doing that as I am doing Angela because I've done Angela for quite a while, longer than you would imagine. Um, and I've sort of, done quite a bit of work on it really. Right, I'm seeing questions. Amaru Tain says, um, do you think Ange watches you? I think she is aware of me. Um, I don't, I don't imagine she would want to watch me. I don't think she would want to. I think she would probably. I mean, I can't speak. I don't know her, but I imagine I wouldn't want. I don't know. I don't know. I think she knows who I am. Put it that way. Um, oh, let's get this one out of the way. Do you use a padded bra for Raina? Look, I'm not one of those people that gets offended that easily, and I have a sense of humour, and I'm more than aware of my body shape. Uh, no, I don't need any padding. Thank you very much. Cheeky little monkey! My goodness me. Right. Um, no, Steve, it's not a Pink Floyd t-shirt. I do have one, but I'm not currently wearing it. Um, oh my God, Tracy, I wore the ULEZ shirt on the tube. Tracy, absolute legend. Absolute bloody 10 points to Tracy. 10 points. No one gets higher than 10. 10 points to Tracy. I love that so. If I see right, if someone that doesn't look like Angela Rayner comes running up to you and goes, "Oh my God, can I give you a hug? I love your shirt." It's me. It's me. If you see me like this, because I am in London more often than I used to be these days, you know. Um, Peter, were you originally a brunette, Jen? Just being bloody nosy. You've been well, people have been nosier than you, Peter. Yes. Yeah, can you tell by the dark roots? I most certainly was um, a brunette, correct. Claire, how long have you been doing impressions? I don't call them impressions, and I definitely don't call myself an impressionist either, because I think that that's probably the wrong description for me. I do it occasionally. People are like, what about? I do impersonate people, yes, but I see myself as more of a satirist because I couldn't just sort of. I think really good impressionists can just snap, like Danny Posthill can snap into an impression of anyone at any time. It's just boom, 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 boom. I can't. I have to, as an actor, I have to work on a character. So I don't think I can sort of do impressions in the original sense, if you see what I mean. But I've had a habit of, if I'm recalling a conversation that I've had with somebody, instead of just saying what the other person said, I would have to say it in their voice, which is really annoying to a lot of people. I think my husband probably finds it quite annoying in an endearing sort of a way. But I don't know. My sister also does the same thing though. So I don't know. Maybe it's just in our DNA. But yeah, I'm incapable of recalling a conversation without attempting to sound like them. That was a long-winded way of answering that question, wasn't it? Are you, Silver Surf says, are you looking forward to being our next PM? Um, I don't think, I know people will disagree. I really don't think Angela Rayner is going to be our next PM. I don't think so. I think uh, someone more like Yvette Cooper, I think, will probably have a crack. I don't know, maybe look, if that happens and I end up, I mean, I'm going to be bloody knackered. I'm going to need a very long holiday. I want a cruise. I want the poshest, most expensive, most longest cruise possible. If I have to do Angela Rayner as PM for like the next 4 years or whatever, then there's got to be something in it for me after that, because I think it'll be every day. I won't be able to not. I'll just morph into. I might just morph into her. That's horrifying, isn't it? But do an impression of our Ange meeting Donald Trump. Well, who would be Donald Trump? Hey, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, though, isn't it, DT? It's going to happen. ULEZ looks like an eye test card line, indeed. Would you ever consider? Okay, I understand. Um, what's your real rating out of the 10 on our Angela? It for what purpose? Depends. I mean, as a politician, I mean, I don't know her. But I can speak of her as a politician, and it wouldn't be very high, I'm afraid. Um, okay, right. I'm missing something, aren't I? Thank you, Neil. That's really kind of you to say that. I obviously disagree. I obviously disagree. Um, Ali asks, "Where are you from?" Oh, this could be fun. Where do you think I'm from? So this is my normal voice. Where do you think I'm from? This could be fun. I have stated where I am from before, so I suppose there could be a lot of cheating involved in this. Um, it's not a secret, but I just thought it might be fun. People could guess. Right. Um, um, right. Sad dad drummer. You're always blurry to me, Jen. I'm over 70 and used to look at me mum's Gretton catalogue as a child. Oh dear. Um, Space Dog, I am really happy to be here in the community. Well, good. Good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. Intellady, when did you realise that you look that you look and sound so much like Angela Rayner? Um, I didn't realise I looked like her. Um, I think you can make yourself look like anything if you put the work in. Um, I'm definitely not tall enough. I'm very short compared to Angela Rayner. She walked past me when I was in Parliament, and she's a very tall lady, and I'm a, you know, teeny tiny. Um, right, the sounding like Angela Rayner took a lot of work actually. I got her completely wrong. Oh my God. Even last year, I was still getting her voice totally wrong. I just wasn't getting it right at all. And I kept sort of meandering into a West Yorkshire accent and then coming back. So it's taken so much work to get her voice how it's supposed to sound. And I'm always a work in progress, so I'm probably still not quite there yet. Obviously, I over exaggerate it. I do that with all of I always over exaggerate voices of all the characters that I play because I see myself as, I suppose, a bit of a live action spitting image, I guess. And so I have to make them more sort of slightly more grotesque than they actually are. Um, right. Any plans to do Rachel Reeves, the Sherlock Holmes radio show? Asks. I have done Rachel Reeves. I tend to do Rachel Reeves as a short rather than um, a long form video, mainly because she's very dull, and to find an angle on her, I had to put her in a Borg pod. So if you look in my shorts, that's where you will find Rachel Reeves. We even like had to play with her voice to make any kind of sketch of her sound interesting. So yeah, that's all I've done really with Rachel Reeves is a few shorts. But she is exceptionally boring to cover, so I don't particularly. Right. You should 100% do Diane Abbott impression. That would have me howling. No, you know why? Because Danny Posthill has Diane Abbott down to a T. If you want to hear the world's best impersonation of Diane Abbott, it's Danny Posthill. Go to Danny Posthill's X account. He's also on Instagram. I don't know if he has a YouTube or not. He is amazing. His Diane Abbott is absolutely hysterical. So I will never do Diane Abbott because there's somebody out there who does her perfectly. Um, um, would you try an impression of a man for the purposes of a comedy sketch? City Man, I have. Um, when my channel first started, I I did one man in particular, who is based on somebody in real life who is the very definition of a QAnon grifter, and um, he is a rather peculiar man. And so I did a parody of him and called myself Lyman Sharks. And so there's me in, if you spin back, you'll find him, Lyman, all my Lymans, in particular, um, Confessions of a Driving Instructor is what I call. I did a mini series called Confessions of a Driving Instructor, uh, based on honestly a true TV show that was on Channel 4 called Confessions of an Alien Abductee, starring this person. And it's you have to watch it to believe it. But this man has quite a big following of people who hang off his every word and believe that he was abducted by aliens at 6 months and he can remember them getting him out of his crib, that his mum worked for MI5 and MI6. Honestly, his backstory is wild, but he swears blind it's all true. So I started parodying him, and yeah, so I have done men before. I've done a few men actually. My mods will tell you I've done a few different blokes. I don't have a problem doing blokes, but they have to be convincing enough. Right. I've answered that one, haven't I? Don't want to keep looking at the same ones. Thank you, RY491. Jen, would you agree that Raina is the only other? Oh no. Do you know, funnily enough, a lot of people say that they find her quite attractive, and you know that could be very well be the case. Some people, well, loads of people have said it actually, that they think she's. I think it's the feistiness. People like that. People like the feistiness. So, right. Uh, I don't know what Jake Forder asked. Shame you haven't done Diane Abbott. Yeah, but that's the only reason why I haven't done Diane Abbott, because Danny just does her perfectly. So there's no need for me to do it, you know? Right. I remember Spitting Image as a kid was biting satire. Where is the cutting edge now? Exactly. Because Spitting Image have come back to YouTube, haven't they? And they're calling it The Rest is Bullshit, I think. And I really like their Prince Harry. Their Prince Harry is very, very funny. And they also do something with oh God, the bear. What bear? It's not Rupert the bear. What blooming bear is it? What's the bear? What is it called? With the bloody marmalade sandwiches. What's he called? Oh, for God's sake, I'm an idiot. But anyway, it's hilarious. Paddington, thank you, Jonathan. It's Jonathan, yes. Yeah, he does Paddington Bear. Oh my, that's very funny. I'm not sure about the political stuff though. No, I don't think it's quite harsh enough. Um, Hi Maria. I don't have a. I'm not doing cocktails. No, no. On somewhat of a diet at the moment, so I'm not drinking. And also tea, working, trying to be professional, you see. Right. Did you do Fringe? Edinburgh Fringe? No. Um, Jen, do you write your own scripts, dialogue? They are great. Lynn. Lynn, I don't write anything because I'm an idiot. So what I do is I have a few ideas in my head. Let's say when Parliament's in session. So let's just take Angela for a second. When Parliament's in session and they do PMQs, I will listen to PMQs whilst putting makeup on, have a little observation of who's wearing what, who's doing what, who's shouting at what, who's mouthing off, who's sat on the front benches. And then I will formulate in my head some subjects. I may write down like a line, but I don't write a script, which means that I do a lot of retakes because I'm not happy with one or it's gone over a certain amount of time. Perhaps if I stuck to a script, I would get my videos out quicker. I do write scripts when it's more than one person. So, for example, I did write a script for the Sky News skit that I put out this week. Please watch my Sky News skit. It's probably one of the most favourite ones I've ever done. And it's so topical and it's so important. And it is completely lambasting Sky News and how they have framed the hotel protests. So please, please, please go and watch that right after this. I did write a script for that because I felt it was important. But unlike traditional reading a script, I do not like memorize it. I do not read a script. and do it word for word. I'll just sort of ad lib off of the script. What a nightmare I would be if I went back into theatre. People would absolutely hate to work with me. Peter Hubbard, thank you so much. Give us a wave, Jen. Hello. With love from Peter and Leslie. You are wonderful, and thank you very, very much, Peter and Leslie. You are brilliant support. And it was lovely to meet you at Comedy Unleashed. Right. Sorry, now I've thrown myself off a bit. Who is the guy who does Sadiq Khan? So that is Rick. So Rick is my editor. Rick is the genius behind all of my backgrounds in my videos. Rick is the person that's is responsible for all of this business um and the James O'Brien framed photograph in every single video. This is all Rick. Rick also devises the running headlines on my Sky News skits that I do. He comes up with, I think I came up with 2 stories for that this week, and Rick came up with the rest. So he is absolutely brilliant. He hates me making him play Sadiq Khan. Because he's like, I'm not an actor, I don't want to do it. But I make him anyway because I'm very mean. Right. What is your number one choice for a first date? McDonald's, KFC, or Greg's? I think that's a question you need to put to Angela Rayner. I would save that because she will defo answer that. Okay. Right, where are we? Did you hear that my little town of Waterlooville had a protest against a committee discussion of housing migrants, especially in the town centre? Oh, for goodness sake, really? Well, you definitely need to watch the video that I made, the Sky skit that I made. Sorry, next. Does Rick do the brilliant countdown before a sketch? Does Rick do the countdown? Um, um, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Right, hang on a sec. I just need to go back. Because I think there's some questions that I missed. Oh, please do a Candace Owens. I am really considering doing Candace, but a lot of people do Candace now, and I feel like I don't want to jump on a bandwagon. Um, but also JM considered doing Anne Widdecombe as well, but she's not really in the spotlight very much. The thing is, I want to do people that are very much in the spotlight, and yeah. So if Widders comes out and does more, then yes, because I think I'd really enjoy doing Anne Widdecombe. She's quite amusing. I find her very amusing. Where did the name intellady come from? Asks John. Right, John. Oh, I don't know how to put this quickly. So I started this channel in 2021 because I was parodying grifters, QAnon grifters. So people who were coming out with all sorts of fantastical nonsense, having massive followings, in particular of very disillusioned Americans who were very stressed out over, all the lockdowns and political stuff that was going on. And they made them a ton of promises. And all of these people, they started coming onto my radar because I was watching certain channels, and suddenly people on these channels that I had previously thought were okay started almost singing off the same hymn sheet, quite conspiratorial. And they all had intel, right? They all had uh, my sources, my inside sources, the higher ups, the white hats, the intel. And I thought, right, okay, so I decided to create a character called Intel Lady, and it was somebody who pretended she worked on an MI5. And I always had pretend phone call, and I would answer it and say, oh, what do they call it? MI5 paid actor, MI5 paid actors helpline or something, paid, because these are the lines they would come up with. A paid asset, five paid asset helpline. How can I help you? And then I would always have my hair in curlers, and I would just make up crap and say, could you tell all your followers on YouTube that? And then they would go, oh, that's wonderful. I'll let everyone else know. And that was the whole point of it. It was that it was all lies, total lies. And the intel was that there isn't any intel. That they're literally making it up as they go along. But the problem was they were making money from it. They were making a lot of money from it because they had, special insiders clubs and stuff, and they would charge a certain amount a month to be in this club, and they would just peddle some of the worst lies and conspiracy theories. And I think the worst was about med beds. There are these med beds that are going to be circulated round, and it's going to age regress you, it's going to cure your cancer, it's going to do all of these amazing wonderful things, grow limbs, all this stuff. And these med beds were gifted to us by the galactics who they've been communicating with, and all of this. Honestly, these people exist in real life. This is what they were saying. So there was that, and people were deferring their cancer treatment because they were that convinced that there were actual med beds brought to us by galactic people, and that they were in underground tunnels. There were people lying, saying that they were rescuing children from underground tunnels. There were people claiming that there was a brand new financial system called the quantum financial system that was coming any day now, any day now. And so I just kept ripping into these people. That is where intellady came from. I realise that is a very long-winded way of answering this question, but there isn't a short way of answering this question. I'm very sorry. Right. So, so that's why I did it. And obviously I was in a tiny corner of the internet, and only people who understood who these people were got the humour and got what I was trying to achieve, which was to expose the lunacy of it through satire. And it worked for a lot of people, because then people started coming to me and thanking me and saying, you saved me. I followed these people and I used to pay monthly fees to them, really believing them. Genuinely, people were stopping their cancer treatment because they thought there was a magical med bed that was going to cure them. That's awful. So I just couldn't, I couldn't sit back and let that crap go on. Ooh, Southpaw Grammar, thank you very much for your super chat. Top 3 comedians and why. Keep up the great work. Top 3 comedians. Well, look, you can't overlook the magnificence of Victoria Wood. I loved Victoria Wood so much. What could she not do? I mean, she was just incredible. Everything she did, her writing, her music, her satire, just everything. She, even as a straight actor, amazing. Also Robin Williams, same thing, just so incredible stand up, brilliant stand up actually. And wonderful actor, great straight actor, and just all round brilliance. Gosh, tied on who the third one would be. There is just so many. Let me think on who I would put in, and it wouldn't even be in third place, just in the top 3. Let me think on that, because there's been so many. Bill Hicks was brilliant. Oh man, just, I mean, how can you choose? I've seen a lot live, and obviously now I'm seeing a lot more live, and I wouldn't even. You can't choose between. There's just too much talent. But great question. If I can think of one that really fully stands out, like Victoria and Robin, right? Someone's trying to get my attention. I might have missed something. Right, yes. I think I've got another super chat in. Thank you so much, honesty and truth. Surely Ange can afford some better clothes. What about Lammy and the cervix? Will Rachel get an abacus? Will Starmer meet the love of his life? That's a lot of questions, honesty and truth. Well, Ange probably could get better clothes. I go into charity shops to find, but some of the most amazing belters, especially the ones I wear on stage, I've actually got from Temu because they've got the big puff sleeves. But I have got some absolute gems in charity shops as well. Um, if you mean Ange in real life, I I really don't know. Lammy and the cervix. Honesty and truth. Did you watch my last stand up, my last Comedy Unleashed stand up? If not, I do a whole section on Lammy's cervix growing project and I cut it into a short as well. So have a look on my shorts feed. It's fairly recent, the David Lammy cervix story. Please watch it. I think Rachel needs a lot more than an abacus, doesn't she? I think she needs a new job, frankly. Because I think, right, here's my prediction on Rachel Reeves. I think she's going to be gone by the end of October. That's my prediction. Um, yeah, I think she's going to be gone by the end of October, and then the PM surely will have to go after that, if not sooner. But how's she going to get through this next budget when she knows that taxes are going to go up? They can reframe it however they want, but taxes are going to go up. So yeah. Have you thought about mimicking taking the mick out of TikTok videos, influencers, and the nonsense they put out? I did. I've done a couple. Gosh, again, they're on my shorts feed. So I did one. It was more of a generalized one where I was making fun of people who do the first time listening to shows. Like, and I just can't get over how these people um, have not heard songs that everyone's heard. This is insane. This is like, you'll hear, and they'll be listening along, and they'll be like, oh my, and it's so over dramatic. So I did a Mickey take of that. That's on my shorts, but I think you have to go quite far back for that. And I did one, after the Pope passed away, there were influencers, Instagram influencers, going to the Vatican to live stream at the Vatican, live streaming. Hey guys, I'm here at the Vatican. It's so sad. So I did all so I did that. Have a look in my shorts, it's there. Um but if anything comes up like that that's ridiculous that people are doing, I will parody it, but it doesn't always get a lot of views, sadly. Right, what else have we got? What else have we got? intellady, what's your opinion on the growing opportunity of London being the new Hollywood? I don't know. What do you mean? Um, what, bringing movie making over to London, or do you mean something else by that? Um, oh, honesty and truth. Thank you. You sent me another. Thank you so much, honesty and truth. I missed that. I haven't quite got there yet. This is why, because I keep going up and down in my comments. Thank you very much, honesty and truth. You're very, very kind. Rick has arrived. Big, big thank you to Rick for all of his hard work. While you're all here, I am awful to Rick because I will have a moment where I'll be busy doing other things and then I'll go, oh God, I need to make a video because I'm a bit like that. And then I'll jump in, do a video, and then send it to Rick and not realize it's almost 5 o'clock. And then I'll ring him and go, can you do this video? And he's like, she's about to make dinner. I'm so sorry. So Rick is brilliant, and um, he's awesome. I couldn't do this channel without him. He makes everything hilarious. So there you go. All the backgrounds, that's Rick. Um, thank you, honesty and truth. Has Starmer met the love of his life? Ali's, etc. Perhaps not yet. Though I don't know. Some say there are rumours of the shape of his family yet to come out, so I look forward to that. Nick says, I watched the first time listening to Billie Jean. There's so many of these. And so, okay, so the Mickey take that I did, it was the first time listening to, and the song that I had playing into my headphones was Happy Birthday to You. And I was like, oh my God. It was that, but that's how silly they are. They're so I've just told you what the sketch is now, never mind. They're just so ridiculous. It's like every song. How do you not know that song? It's like the song everybody knows. Right. Okay. Da-da-da. I'm getting shouted at again. Where's Southpaw? Where's Southpaw? Did you ask me a question? Because I don't want to miss um anything out. Oh, yes, Southpaw. Yeah, I answered that. I'm getting told off. You didn't answer that. Yeah, I did. I'm just torn on who my third favourite comedian. There's too many. Um, Bernard, thank you so much. Just because you're brilliant. Well, thank you, and you're brilliant, and you're really supportive of this channel, and I really, really appreciate that. Buffoon63, Ursula von der Leyen. I am seriously considering doing Ursula von der Leyen. My the way I work, I need to focus on an accent and learn it, because the last time I tried to do somebody from somewhere in Europe, I literally went all around Europe. I was from everywhere. Uh, I'm not strong on all accents, put it that way. And so if I do Ursula, I really need to do some learning before I go in there. Rubber Glove says, thank you very much, Rubber Glove, for your kind and generous donation. Hi, intellady. Have you ever been nervous about what our Angie's reaction is to videos, especially the first time you posted? No. I'm not nervous about what her reaction is. I'm not nervous about what anyone I parody's reaction is. That's not what makes me nervous. I get nervous before I go on stage. I get nervous before I do a show. And I care about what the audience think. So I don't really care what the people I parody think. They're big enough, strong enough. They probably put up with all sorts of nonsense from people. So somebody parodying them is probably absolutely nothing to them. They probably don't really care. But yeah, no, I only care about the people I'm entertaining, because at the end of the day, you are the ones that come in and watch me. You are the ones that will pay for a ticket to go and watch me live. So therefore, you're the only people that I care about, really, and keeping you all entertained. Um, Mad Dog Prash, thank you very much. Um, I can't get out of my head Bridget Phillipson doing a cover of We Don't We Don't Need No Edge. Yes. My children's favourite song, that, funnily enough, especially on the school run. That would be quite good, wouldn't it? Maybe. It's not an accent I that comes easily to me, but I have had quite a few requests to do Bridget, and I might have to bend the knee. I might have to do it. Right. Maybe Intel Lady will go on podcast The Lotus Eaters with Sargon. Okay. Jess Phillips, Nemesis. I sure if they invite me, I would go on. Excuse me. I'm not sure I'd be their cup of tea. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know whose cup of tea I am, frankly. Speaking of cup of tea, excuse me. Right. Jonathan, I think maybe we'd be hard pressed for the number one not to be Carlin. Yes. Hicks, Eddie Murphy, very good. Richard Pryor. Oh, yeah. Oh, see, do you see what I mean? Top three. That's really hard to say three, and there's just too many amazing ones there. But I will never, never, never not say Victoria Wood because she was a genius, and I was gutted. She was one of the horrible 2016 losses when Victoria Wood went. I was like, man, far too young. Right, right, James. Accents. I've a feeling you are from West Yorkshire. Well, I was originally from. True, James. I think you might be right. I think you might be right there. Um, sad, sad dad drummer. This channel is always a brilliant escape from the madness. You always make me laugh and love all the characters you do. Soft spot for Marjorie, though. Yes, I've got a soft spot. I bloody love Marjorie. Everyone deep down loves Marjorie, even though Marjorie is an absolute pain in the arse. She's so lovable. What a lovable pain in the arse she is. Um, she's one of my favorite. Honestly, I love playing Marjorie, but she kills my throat. Absolutely kills me. I've done Marjorie live. I've done Marjorie Unleashed in Leeds and in Edinburgh, and um, people warm to her. They can't get mad at her because she's one of those cantankerous old women that you just can't get mad at because you just want to laugh at her. Right. Um, where can we watch you live? Anaru Payne asks, I'm doing Comedy Unleashed Leeds in October. I believe it's 3rd of October, and I'm considering maybe doing Manchester on the 2nd. I haven't confirmed that yet, but I might do that. But yes, October. I'm also doing Battle of Ideas. I'm not doing any stand up there. I'm just on a panel chatting. So if you want to meet me, then I'll be at Battle of Ideas, and I'll be there on the Saturday, I believe. Well, probably be there both days, to be fair. Yes. Right. Claire asks, Angela is Britain's fourth sexiest woman, as you so often remind us. But can you remember who the other three are? I bet none of us can. Well, I mean, if you asked Angela, she would say our Diane, uh, our Yvette, and probably our Lucy. Oh, yeah, our Lucy Powell, because she's an absolute belter, isn't she? So yeah, I'd say defo those are the three. But in the actual poll, I don't know who. I can't remember. Do you know? Do you know, Claire? Tell me if you know. Please do smug Emily Thornberry. She needs the parody. Yeah, Mark. She probably does. I might. She doesn't do much these days though. Now she's in the Lords. She doesn't do much, does she? How about doing Caja Callas? Who's that? Pin. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Is that bad? I don't know who that is. The parody of Ange is the least of her concerns come Judgment Day. She's gonna have a lot to answer for. Correct, Amanda. Narinda Kaur, she has a certain trunchiness in car arms. Big and tasteful. That would. Oh my, can you imagine how she would react to it though? Can you imagine? Um, oh God, the victimhood mentality. She would dine out on it for a long time. If I started to parody her, she would dine out on it forever and ever and ever. She wouldn't be able to let it go, would she? Right, let me just spin forward a second because Honesty and Truth have sent another super chat. Thank you so much. Ange and Diaba are the most stupid politicians we have, rather worrying. But enormous comedy material. They are, though, and thank you, Honesty and Truth. They really are. It's going to be really hard to quit our Ange. I'll miss her. when she's out of the picture. Yeah. I'll still continue on though. Don't you dare leave me. When I don't need to do Angela Rayner, I'm like, don't you dare leave. And by the way, I'm looking at politicians from all sides all the time. If I see somebody worth parodying, I will parody them. I don't have any, loyalty to any political person. But if they are an interesting character and I think they've got legs, then I will absolutely parody them. I did Nadine Dorries for ages and I loved parodying Nadine Dorries because the material coming from her was off the charts. It was hilarious. And I was this close to starting a podcast, a Nadine Dorries, a bit like I do the No Brainer with Angela Rayner. I was going to do a Nadine Dorries podcast of her giving, advice to the world, of her incredible world experience. And I was going to call it Drab Life by the Dorries. And it was a play on kind because she was a bit obsessed with Boris, wasn't she? And it was around the time that people were still very upset about Trump's locker room talk. So I thought, wouldn't it be great to call a podcast, fake podcast, Grab Life by the Dorries? And I was going to, and then she disappeared off because she got upset with Rishi Sunak. And I'm like, damn it. Damn it. It would have been so fun. Esther McVeigh is, yeah, John says Esther McVeigh. Esther McVeigh is quite an interesting character as well. Maybe. Um, yeah, someone's saying the lady from Reform. Do you mean Sarah? I'm not sure yet. There has to be an edge. There's got to be something there. With Angela, you can all see it. There is an absolute edge with her. There is mountains and mountains of material, of silliness with her. I mean, the clothes that she walks out in alone, the big flipping clown shoes and stuff I'm like, there's just so much there. And also, remember, I am using Angela as a lens for the whole of the Labour Party because she doesn't sit and talk about herself very much, but she talks about our Kia, our David, our Lucy, our Jess. She will talk about, and that's the whole purpose of me doing it. It is to expose the entire party, because I don't think I would convince you as Keir Starmer, would I? Really? And also, okay, right. No worries, Maria. If you've got to jump out, you jump out. Maria is in a completely different time zone to us, so I totally appreciate her being here. Annalise Dodds, yes, that's another good suggestion. Now there was the Carla Denyer. I'm thinking about doing as well, Carla Denyer, because she's absolutely off a tactic, isn't she? Grief! There's a lot of material with her, but I'd have to start listening to her more. Oh, and that's a chore in itself, isn't it? Really. Mm. Good evening, Kevin. Thank you for joining us. Right, okay. I will get on and do requests soon, but I warned you, this is kind of how my live streams go. We end up chit-chatting and you end up asking questions, which I ask you to do. It's about question and answer. And then we get to, and also when I'm doing the requests, you can ask questions to me. I just have to remember to actually look. Because sometimes when I get into what I'm doing, I forget to actually read people's questions in character. It's not a chore listening to Raina because it's material. It's fascinating. It's like, I can't believe what I'm hearing. And it's amusing. It's amusing more than anything. So I wouldn't call it a chore. I'd call it homework, really, because there's always something magic that she says, or something that she's wearing that is like, what? There's always an angle with every appearance, with every interview. There's always something that I can seize on. So it's not a chore for me to do it. But there you go. Right, where are we? Sorry, I've got to spin back now a little bit because I jumped forward. This happens. If I miss a question, I'm really, really sorry. I'm not trying to ignore or avoid or anything. It's just I spin back and forth, and if a super chat comes in, then I need to respond to it straight away because I don't want anyone to think that I'm ignoring them. So, okay. Hiya, Marcus. Hiya. Sorry, should have said. Hi, book girl. So lovely to see you. It's nice to see some of the old crew in. That's wonderful. Um, Sherlock Holmes says, more lefty deranged lunatics, please. Oh, there'll be plenty more, don't you worry. Um, um, right. Sorry, I know this is a bit boring. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, Stiff Richard said, one of my favourites you did was Kirsten W. R.I.P. Yes, Kirsten W. I did. She was definitely my favourite character to play. But obviously, when somebody passes away, you have to like say, okay, well, that's the end of that character. I can't continue taking a piss. And her death was absolutely tragic and completely avoidable. But she had got so mixed up with believing everything people told her that she didn't do something that ultimately would have saved her life. She refused oxygen. You don't refuse oxygen when you've got pneumonia. Take it from someone who's had pneumonia. It's the dumbest thing you could ever do. So R.I.P. to Kirsten W. But there we are. Right. Um, thank you, Peter. I'm glad you're spending Saturday evening with me as well. Bernard Garrett says, I went to school with Eddie Izzard. How interesting. What was he like at school? Gossip, gossip, spill the beans. Um, NDL Navy. Oh, I don't know. I mean, who knows with them? Who knows how they wish to see themselves? Um, right. I don't think I've missed any more. Where are we going? The Great British Turd was brilliant too, says Stephen. I loved playing the Great British Turd. The angriest scouser you'll ever meet is the Great British Turd, rescuing children from all over the place. I think she's gone very quiet now, hasn't she? I think she's gone a bit sensible now. All these people rescuing children, you lot, you have no idea how many people claimed that they were rescuing children. Wild. This was the wild world we were involved in, as a, taking the piss out of these people. The things we said were crazy, and it was just fun. So, okay, just thinking out loud. What chance the Beeb offering you series? Asked Olivia. Zero. Well, I'm not a drag queen. Some people might argue that, but I'm not. And I'm too white. I'm too British. No, the BBC. There's been no room for me in the BBC. Also, I've taken the mick out of the BBC multiple times. So no, I would imagine they have zero sense of humour. I just thought of one that may be possible, but need to be quick before she disappears. Ghislaine. I don't really know what she sounds like, actually. I don't think I've ever heard her speak. Um, any new characters planned, Martin Ryder? All the time, all the time, all the time. I am a bit. I overthink sometimes. Like I need to do that person. I need to do that person. I need to do that. I need to do that, and I can't settle on one. But if a story comes up, like for example, I'd never imagined that I would ever do Dawn French, but when Dawn French started making these unhinged videos of her pulling like around faces like this close to a phone, um obviously I did Dawn French. She's continuing this weirdness, so I might have to go back in and do another Dawn French, but then I'll get told, oh, she's clearly having some kind of a a breakdown or whatever. Is she? Or is she just being Dawn French? I don't know. But I think she's a little bit silly. So yeah. But I'd never particularly planned to do her, but I'll pick up on stuff that's going on, like Keir Starmer's voice coach, and do them. And it's often those ones that just explode, and I'm like, oh, okay, wasn't expecting that, but there you go. Have you thought of doing Carol Vorderman? Yes, I have thought of doing Carol Vorderman several times. I can't quite get her voice right. I've had a little try. I've got loads of ideas. I've had a little try, and because technically she's Welsh, isn't she? My Welsh accent's absolute pants, but she's not overly Welsh. It's it's annoying because, as you know, I go completely over the top with people's accents and exaggerate them much more than they actually are. But hers is a real subtle, very gentle Welsh accent, because she sort of spent a lot of time in other parts of the country and probably the least amount of time now in Wales, but she's still got a little bit of something there. So it's tricky. If I can manage it, I will. How about that? Um, Daisy Cooper, she is fair game. Yes, and I think I do have a wig that would. Oh God, is the same wig? So Carol's wig and Kitty McOutrage's wig would be the wig that I would use for Daisy Cooper, because it's the same, like, short cropped grey hairstyle. So I could do it, but my God, people will be like, who's she being? Because there's three people that look like that, because it's the same wig. Maybe I'd have to get a slightly different wig. Okay. You would make a great Bev Turner. Oh, I never thought of doing Bev Turner. Maybe I'll watch a bit more Bev Turner, see what I think. Are your tea mugs available to get anywhere? The link is always in the description of every video, and also on my YouTube. It should be on my homepage. You can just click and it will take you to where you can buy them. Ta-da! Great mugs. I'm so sad about the James O'Brien mugs having to go. That was really sad. But he made sure that we took them out of the shop. He was very upset. I never had any contact with him. It was either him or one of his people or one of his fangirls that complained, and so we had to take all of our smug mugs. Remember, I had a smug mug. It was just pictures of James O'Brien's smug face, and it just said "smug mug" intellady on it. Ah, yeah, we lost that. It was very sad. I loved the smug mug. Megyn Kelly has had fun with Meghan Markle in skits. Did you think of doing similar? I have. Please check out my Meghan Markle skits. They're on in my main videos. I've done several Meghan Markles. I've covered her for ages, actually, but only when she's doing something of importance. But I mean, I think people just dislike her so much they don't want to watch even a parody of her, really. So they don't meet the algorithm threshold for loads of people to notice. But I do Meghan Markle. Right. Do you have any James O'Brien mugs for an under the counter transaction? No, because I want to keep them. I only have one of each. We made two different types of James O'Brien mug. Three. We made three. One of his last ever Twitter posts saying, he never reads replies, and then all the replies. And so we just made a mug full of his post and all the replies to the post, roasting him, which I thought was hilarious to put on a mug. Someone didn't, though. Anyway, right. I want to get on with doing, what about What about doing the Queen ripping into how bad Charles is? Um, do you mean the Queen as in Camilla, or the Queen as in deceased? Um, I mean, he is dreadful, but I'd have to. I always have to find a different way of taking the mick out of people if I can't play specific characters. It depends how. I mean, I have digs at them all the time. Usually on other sketches, if you see what I mean, not direct at them, but I'll take digs here and there. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's a ghost. Jesus. God, it's getting a bit dark now. Right. Well, I do look very ghostly. I'm a very pale lady. I'm very, 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 very pale. Right. Shall we get on then and do some actual because you lot, you'll be like, come on. I will timestamp this as well for people on the replay when I'm actually doing my requests. So, who do you want to see? Right. Yeah. I shall wait and see what we get. As first request comes in. Oh, let me just grab a swig of water before I start. Martin. Okay, Martin says the growler. Martin, please confirm. Do you mean certain deputy prime minister? That's who you mean. Right, stop flooding me with everything now. Let's go one at a time. So this is very exciting. An actor prepares, folks. This is an actor prepares moment. This is how I get ready to do my. This is very sexy, isn't it? This is how I get ready to do my things. I always have to put my little ears out. Because hang on, I'm just grabbing the wig. I'm not leaving you. Just let me grab the wig. Been very busy brushing my wigs today. Ready for this. You'll see the effort it takes. You better get your questions ready for her. Hiya. It's Deputy Prime Minister, proud Northerner, basic instinct enthusiast, and now fourth sexiest woman in the UK, Angela Rayner. And welcome to another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. Well, here I am. I'm having a lovely holiday at the moment, and I've just realised that I need to send myself somewhere else, where I can chat to you in a, a very honest and us labours sort of a way. Not there. Obs. Here we go. Here we are. I decided to transport myself into the us labours underground bunker because I'm going to be real with you for a minute. It's been a very, very difficult few weeks for us labours. Just when we thought things were going very, very well, suddenly things did not go very well at all. We've had a lot of negative press, which I think is very unfair because Albert David's done very well this week with JD Vance. They've had a lovely bit of bonding, male bonding with, they went fishing. And unfortunately, our David forgot to buy a license because everything that you do in the UK requires a license to include sort of breathing and all of that sort of thing. And he didn't buy a license, so he's is in a spot of bother because of that. But here I am. So I've taken myself into the bunker because I feel as though I'm a lot safer in here than I am anywhere, even on an exotic beach, to be honest. And I've got a few tins in. So I think we're all just going to relax and enjoy a bit of a chit chat and a few tins. So cheers, everybody. If you want to ask me a question, then I'd like you to just jump in. City Man says, and have you ever never voted for you Labours? What do you think? I have never, sorry, I'm not reading it. I have never voted for you Labours. What do you think of that? Well, obviously, City Man, you're clearly a far right adjacent. So, frankly, I don't really know what you're doing here. I don't know why you feel the need to ask me any questions. If you haven't voted for us Labours, then you're not interested in us Labours. You're obviously far right. We can. Why are you not stood outside an hotel moaning? Isn't that where the rest of you lot are? It's maybe where you should be. Right. Anyone else got a sensible question you want to ask me other than City Man with his nonsense? Let's have a look. Linda asked, what's it like crippling the country? I don't really know what you mean by that. I think that's probably quite loose. No one's crippled anything. In fact, this country is doing better now. We're doing the best in the G7 or whatever it is. Can't really remember, to be honest. I know our Rachel said we're defo doing well, and the inflation is down, or is it? I don't know. I just know that whatever the inflation is, it's a good thing for this country, which is very good. So, and that you can thank us Labour's for what's going on with inflation. We are defo responsible for that. If it's a bad thing, then it's down to the Tories. But we are on the up. We're going from strength to strength. I say it all the time, and I say it because it's true. So there you go. Um, City Man, why are you still here, City Man? Why are you still here? Why do you need to keep telling me that you're proud that you never voted for us Labours? What, you may as well say I'm proud I don't have a brain, So go away, do one, City Man, because nobody's interested in anything you've got to say. Typical far right adjacent. For goodness sake. From a scale of redhead to strawberry blonde, how ginger you feeling today? I feel ginger, particularly in the heat. I'm really struggling with this heat, with all of the climate change outside that's happening at the moment. I am struggling with it a lot, and I've never felt more ginger than I've felt this past few weeks with all of the dangerous global boiling climate change that we're having to experience because of idiots who are opposing things that our ed wants to do. They're not seeing the danger that's in front of them. If we could just get our Greta to come back and start yelling at people and crying and stuff and getting in a huff and pouting, maybe people would take climate change a bit more seriously. But she keeps buggering off on boats. Ridiculous. Right. What else? And will you sign my copy of Prime Ministry of Sound? Yes, defo, course I will. There's some cracking tunes on the Prime Ministry of Sound, isn't there? I am very pleased with that album. I created that album because I thought it was very, very important for us Labours to have a load of anthems that you can remember us by. What's your favourite track? I bet you've got absolutely loads. I love Let's Get That Dog Whistle Out is my favourite from our Lucy. Let's get that dog whistle out. Oh, it's fantastic. Cracking tunes. And do you plan to take up slow DJing when you lose your seat permanently in 2029? What makes you think, Mark, that I'm going to lose my seat in 2029? You don't know what us Labours have got up our sleeves. And I have to say, I think you're going to be suitably impressed. We are going to turn it around. You lot are going to be dead impressed. I'm not going to lose my seat. My constituents absolutely appreciate that I have a very important job to do building all of the houses right now. It's a very important job. And sometimes it means that I have to take my attention away from my constituents who defo love me very much to get on with building the houses, getting that Islamophobia bill slammed through, and bulldozing over people's allotments to build more houses. There's a lot going on, right? And I don't always have time to go. It don't mean I'm going to lose my seat just because I've got a lot of stuff going on. So I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested in anything you've got to say. It does sound like you're on the why aren't you with City Man outside the hotels? That's where you should be, clearly. Did you manage to get your trotters in the pool yesterday? I did. I dipped a toe in, and then our Kia was on the phone crying about something to do with Trump meeting Putin or so. I don't know. And I had to calm him down a bit. So I managed to dip maybe a couple of toes in, and then I was straight back out again, having to deal with that. He's very emotional at the moment, is our Kia. And I said, can't you go to Oratoria and ask for a big hug and back rub? And he went, no, she won't touch me at the moment. I don't know, maybe it's the time of the month, I've no idea. How long does it take to charge circuit? He don't need charging, it's our Rachel that needs charging. And if you can see, just behind me here is a charging pod. We had to take her off it because it's too hot to use it at the moment, and our red rewired the Us Labour's underground bunker so we could use renewable energy, and unfortunately it blew a fuse and there was a slight blackout in Westminster, so we've had to rethink it. So Rachel has just been temporarily moved while we sort out a charging pod at the moment, but our Kia don't require any sort of charge. I am City Man's back. Why is City Man not outside an hotel? I am 41 years old. A clean record of never supporting them. City Man, listen to me, right? I'm not interested in anything you've got to say about any. You don't vote Us Labours. You've made it very clear. You're 41. Well done. Congratulations. You're 41. Well done, City Man. Go stand outside an hotel. Nobody cares. Ridiculous. Sick of this. Ange. Well done on keeping your manifesto promises. Thanks, kid. Thank you very much. I did. Yeah, we've done all of that. Yeah, I mean, the waspy women, obviously, we couldn't really stick to that. But there's a few things, a few changes that we had to make. And I mean, that happens. That's politics, isn't it? That's Westminster. That's what happens. What is your favourite IB for belter? Claire, to be honest, I do like the old school 1990s belters. But I mean, just any good tune, and you saw me moves, didn't you? And you saw me. I was proper giving it. You won't catch me doing that again, because I tell you something, I'm not going on an holiday where Denise Van Outen and her mates are hanging out with the phones. I have been spoken to about that, and they said just make sure there's no Z-list celebrities hanging around wanting to reignite the careers by making videos of you dancing in a DJ booth in Ibiza. And I said, correct. I'm not going to. I don't trust Van Outen. She's just upset because that bloke from Jamiroquai dumped her, and I can quite see why. Anyway, how many allotments are you building on? Asks Alistair. Alistair, I don't know really. I mean, we've got to move. We've had issues with moving the newts and rehousing the bats, and then there's some like rare birds and that have got to go. And then obviously, when we're ready, we'll flatten a few allotments. Don't mind though, to be honest. I don't think anyone. An allotment is there's a lot of white privilege in an allotment, and I was talking to our David about this, and he said he feels that allotments represent racism and white privilege, and I think he's right. So I think it's only right that we get rid of them all, because you shouldn't be growing your own vegetables and showing off. You shouldn't be doing that, because that is like mocking people who have to go to Aldi and buy like a bag of wonky carrots or whatever Just think about it. You're showing your privilege, so it's time to let the allotments go. Is Blair still running things from behind the scenes? No, of course he isn't. What a ridiculous thing to say. Um, why do you not like pensioners? Asks Tammy. I have never once said I don't like pensioners. I just think some of them just need to keep the gob shut. So, I didn't say I didn't like them. There's loads I like. There's a few I like. But some of them just need to think before they engage the brain. Is it true a noise abatement order, late loud music, has been served on Admiralty Arch? That's what I live in, Admiralty House. So that's my neck of the woods. And no, no one served nothing to me that I'm aware of. I'm not a difficult neighbour, thank you very much. Right. Labour give us working class people a legal. No idea what that says. I'm holding back the net zero money. Can you get Ed to come round to my place to collect his money? I'll give him a bell and see if he'll go over and get it. That's very kind of you, is that? I'm sure he'll really appreciate that. Keir is very charismatic. What's his secret? How does he do it? I think it's the company he keeps, to be honest. I think a lot of people see his dazzling personality. It just takes him a while. He did say in an interview, he's an hard bastard. So, and anyone who's seen him punching that punching bag can see that he is. And if you play the game of Scrabble against him, that is, you'll see it absolutely defo. Did Zelensky have a sleepover with our kid? No time, no time. He was in and out the door. There you go. What have you done with all our pensions? Have they disappeared up one of us Labour's black holes? They could have done. I don't know. I mean, that black hole is getting a bit wider, isn't it? We're trying everything we can to plug our Rachel's black hole, but it is very difficult, you know. Right, what else? And can buy one of them council houses for a quick flip. You are the person to ask, allegedly. I don't know what any of those words mean. Sorry, I've no idea. Don't know what you mean. Did you make Rachel cry in Parliament? Asks Tamsin. Um, no, she has got absolutely horrendous allergies, and she one of the worst ones. I mean, everyone said it. Sky News said she had allergies, so that is defo true. And yeah, she's allergic to Tories as well, and she was very close in very close proximity, and so because of that, she ended up weeping. And just because I was looking a bit like whatevs, I was looking at whatevs to do with the Tories. I had no idea that Rachel was having an allergic reaction. I did not know, didn't know nothing about it. Right. Report City Man for a non-crime hate incident. Thank you very much, Chaz. That is exactly what I'm considering doing. He's probably outside the hotels now, to be honest. He's probably gone, which is a good idea. JD Vance hasn't mentioned you once while in UK. Are you still Deputy PM? Are you having a laugh? What a ridiculous thing to say. JD Vance and me have had loads of conversations, at least 4. So it is obvious he knows who I am, and he knows that I'm very busy building all the houses, and it's probably best not to disturb me. And he's very busy as well. So that's all that means. Don't like where you're going with that at all. Not impressed. Yeah, the Jedster, you didn't recognise me without me, are that? Well, I'm having to. You're right. I should have it on really because. Do you know why I'm going to put this on actually? Because the City Man. because I don't really feel safe. He's made me feel very, very unsafe as City Man with coming out with the nonsense that he's come out with. So I'm keeping it on. The far right adjacent, a very dangerous bunch, more dangerous, I think, now than the 13-year-old white boys that we were telling everybody that they should be worried about just a few months ago. I think that the far right adjacent are actually worse. And that is serious. I'm waiting for the Netflix documentary actually about the hotel protests and the danger that they're putting guests into our country under. I think there needs to be a Netflix, and we'll see what incredibly dangerous. Who could we cast to play one of maybe what's his name from that was in EastEnders that left? Danny Dyer. We could cast Danny Dyer to play a far right adjacent. I reckon he could probably do that pretty well. Greg's, Mackies or Spoons. Ooh, I love a Greg's. I'll be honest, I do. I love them hostage rolls the most. Um, I've got to say, Spoons does it because you can have a little drink. You can have a fantastic, reasonably priced meal, and you know, a couple of pints of whatever you fancy. So yeah, we'll go with Spoons. Yeah, right. What else have we got? I've got an earworm. Well, I'm not. Listen, banned again. You need to go and stand outside the hotels as well. Apparently, ridiculous. Book girl, Angela. When is the British Museum going to return the Elgin marbles to Greece? Well, what we're going to do. Thank you for that question. I think that's a really important question. What we're going to do is we're going to send our David over to Greece to find out what else they want. What do they want the most from the UK? How much money do they want from us? What can we do to help them? And then on top of that, we will give back the Elgin marbles as well, because it's important that you make other countries and other people in those countries feel happy, and that's what we're going to do. Right. Angela, what's your hair care secret? Do you condition your hair with beer? Yes, I do. Yeah, yeah. Bit of John Smith's. And it's beautiful, shiny ends. Yeah, thanks for noticing that. Alan Partridge says, Angela's well as giving votes to year olds. Have you given any thought, 16-year-olds, have you given any thought to banning over 25s from voting? Thank you, Alan Partridge, probably not your real name. I am seriously considering banning pensioners from voting. I just think, do they need to vote now? I mean, they're near the end. At the end of the day, they're near the end of it now. So why let them vote? What's the point? What's it going to do to their lives? Let's get the 16-year-olds in. They know what's best for the country. They make the most sensible choices in life at age 16. Get them in to have a little vote. I think that's a good idea. Right, let's have a look. I heard you secretly fancy Nigel Farage. Is that true? No. Why on earth would I fancy that idiot? See him uh, getting lost. I fancy him not being anywhere near Parliament, which, to be fair, he isn't most of the time because he doesn't seem to want to be in this country because he's usually chasing Trump. So, no, uh, absolutely not. And why did my council tax go up in April? Keir promised if I voted us Labour, it wouldn't. Look, I'm sorry about that. But to be honest, your council tax went up in April because of 14 years of Tory failure and no other reason. So you blame them Tories because that's what they've done to you. And I am really, really sorry that they have done that to you. Right, Rubber Glove has got a question. Aya our rands. Some mean people are saying our Kia is in a lavender marriage. Please tell us it's not true. I don't think that is true, and here's why. Lavender is not his favourite colour or is his favourite plant. So I don't think he's in a lavender marriage. He might be in a lily or a rose. I don't know, but he's definitely not in a I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. I just know him and Tori are solid. Our Toria just loves spending time with. Look at all of the footage of them together. They just look so happy. They look so happy to be together, and it is wonderful. So, uh, yeah, no, it is. They are solid. Those two, absolutely solid. Right? Is it true you've offered to give Trump a good scene to and get him to see sense and tell Putin to do one? Graham, how absolutely disgusting! How rude are you? How rude are you? Um, I will not be having anything to do with Trump because I deal with JD. He is my American counterpart. This is ridiculous. Conspiracy theories. Not interested. Not interested at all. Right. What else? Have you heard about Corbyn's new party? Yeah, they don't even know what they want to call it. Your party. Whose party is it? Your party. Is it my party or is it your party? No, it's your party. So it's my party. Or is it their party? No, it's your party. But I've got a party. I don't know. But is it your party though? Or is it his? I don't know whose party it is, but he don't know whose party it is either because him and Zara Sultana keep arguing over it. So good luck to him, frankly. Good luck. Can we take all the pensions and give them out as reparations? That's a great idea. I'm going to put that to our David and see what he thinks of that. I think he'll like that idea, and then we'll just go and have a little word with our Rachel. You lot don't need pensions anyway. Don't worry about it. Um, Intel. Do you remember when Keir Starmer got glitter bombed? He was very traumatized by that glitter. It is very traumatizing to have somebody put glitter on you, and he was quite upset by that. I have to say, he had a little cry, and thankfully Lord Ali was there, so he gave him a little back and shoulder massage, and he was all right after that. But he was quite traumatized. Yeah, he was. And that was a difficult memory to think about, to be honest. Did Kia ever get SNY3 sausage wing? I don't know what. I've no idea what language you're typing in, band again. I really don't. Um, and did you ever see that old film Logan's Run? Everybody had an age limit and went to carousel age 30. Maybe you Labour's could up the age to 60. That would sort the pension crisis. That is a good idea, isn't it? I'm going to put that to her, okay? See what he thinks. Right, I'm going to have to go in a minute because I just fancy, a little bit of a breather outside. I keep thinking about one of the best beaches I could go to, and I saw the picture online of a beach, and it's made me think I need to go there. Um, I heard it through the grapevine that Zara Sultana is going to replace you. No, she is replace me. Nobody's replacing me. Absolutely nobody is replacing me. So your grapevine is more like Ribena. He right. I hope that special brew isn't room temperature. Sadly, it is because thanks to our red rewiring our Rachel's charging pod. It is because it's blown a fuse, so we're on a different kind of generator, and it's not doing much for the beer, which is very unfortunate. That's why I'm making this last because the rest of them will be too warm after that. You can't drink a warm special brew. It's not good. Have you read Nicola Sturgeon's new book? I love our Nicola. I absolutely love her. Look, we might not agree politically on everything, but every time I go up to Scotland, she meets me. She's usually in a motorhome, and it's absolutely loaded with bookie. And I mean, she can knock that stuff back like nobody's business. And we do have a lot of fun. We have, we share jokes and just have a great laugh because she's brilliant, is our Nicola. I mean, who doesn't love a leather? I absolutely love the leathers. I really do. And our Nicola is just absolutely brilliant. So, yeah. I think a book, I don't read, but I'm sure a book is brilliant. And there you go. Right, I think I'm gonna go keep dreaming about a beautiful beach. So I'm gonna transport myself there to a beautiful beach. Just think about all of the wonderful, amazing times I could have on this beautiful beach. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll see you again on another No Brainer with Angela Rayner. See you later. Oh my god. The hard hat on the wig and the lights. Yeah. It's a little bit hot in here. Right. Let me just have a little drink and then we'll continue with requests. If you have requested um while I've been doing Angela, you might have to re-request because I didn't see it. By the way, when I say request, I mean characters I actually do, not like do Margaret Thatcher or whatever. No. Okay, 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 okay. Um, City Man, Anushka might have to wait because I don't know where her wig is. I can't see her wig. Um, if I can remember where it is, it's somewhere under something over there, and I don't want to waste time. Stephen asked for Marjorie. Okay, I will do Marjorie, and I will think about. I think I know where the wig is for Anushka. I will do Anushka as well. Um, let's I'm not going to put my wig cap on for Marjorie because she wears a hat as well, and that is absolutely too hot. I don't want to keel over on a live stream. That would be really bad, wouldn't it? That would be very bad. This is Marjorie, formerly of Just Stop Oil, now with Stand Up to Racism and, frankly, any other protest I can get my hands on because right now we are in a crisis. Now, I have to say, this summer has been particularly difficult for myself and my fellow comrades, Gerald, Judith, and Diana Pilkington Smythe. All of us have been absolutely dedicated to Just Stop Oil, and we got thrown under the bus by that ridiculous man with all the money, had a lot of money, did Dale Vince, multi-millionaire Dale Vince. And then suddenly, right after the Trump administration decided to get Doge up and running, and USAID got scrapped. Suddenly, Just Stop Oil decided that they'd achieved everything they had set out to achieve. And that was it. Thrown under the bus. Very unfortunate, not very happy about it. But I said, look, we need another cause. Let's just join Stand Up to Racism. We care very deeply about that, not as much as we care about climate change, but that's okay. We'll do it. So that's what we've been doing. Now, I have to say that Gerald is having a bit of a difficult time right now. As you know, Gerald can sometimes get a little too stimulated with his environment, especially if people talk about any sort of urinary situations. It usually sets him off. And every single protest we've been on, especially when attractive young girls have been around, Gerald has had to go off and tinkle multiple times during the protests, which has put a lot of strain on myself, Comrade Judith, and Comrade Diana Pilkington Spike. Very difficult indeed to hold the line in the way that we've had to hold it, because he can't hold his bladder. So I'm not very impressed with him at the moment. I've got to say he's in the doghouse. And I don't say that lightly. I really don't. Right. Now, I'm not going to be staying for very long. But if you do have any questions that you would like to ask me about my work as a professional protester, professional comrade, or perhaps about my other comrades, I'm willing to answer a few, but only a few, because I don't have a lot of time. I've got to get to bed. Because we do have a protest to attend to. I don't know what it is, but we're going because we care very deeply about whatever it is that we've got to go and deal with. So I do have to get myself off to bed soon. My Horlicks is going cold. So let's crack on if you've got any questions that you need to ask. Right. It's Gerald making his territory, with many tinkles. I really hope that's not what's going on. With now you're worrying me. Do you think that's what he's doing? I hope not. Maybe he could. No, I don't. No. Stop trying to confuse me. I don't think he is at all. No. Are you a retired teacher? Yes. I spent many years in a comprehensive school teaching art, a subject that I loved, and very dedicated to it. I often use my art skills when we're making posters, not the pre-done ones that are mass-produced for stand up to racism, but when we go, off-roading a little bit. I often make the signs. Just Stop Oil used to love them before we were thrown under the bus. Marjorie, what on earth do you think you would achieve with Just Stop Oil? City man. Clearly, by that title, you don't care very much about the environment at all. So I frankly don't think I need to be answering that question. Right. Which brand of tomato sauce does the most damage? Well, I don't use that sort of thing. No, so I wouldn't know. I think they're all terrible. The doghouse not very inclusive to cats, is it? Well, we've got to keep Gerald away from cats, for obvious reasons. If a cat starts spraying, off he goes again. So there you are. He's better in the doghouse than surrounded by cats. It's a very snazzy beanie, Marjorie. Where'd you get it from? All charity shops, all of them. I don't buy any clothes new. They've all got to be second hand. Recycling is key in order to survive. Do you get plenty of roughage? I do. But I have been recently very concerned about Comrade Judith. She needs a daily fibre gel. She will not go out on any protest until she's had it. So it is becoming a little bit of a problem, but my roughage is quite good. Is tin spam bad for the environment? I don't eat meat, so I don't know. But I would imagine it probably is. I mean, it's bad for you, so it would be very bad for the environment. And frankly, I care more about the environment than I do about you.
Would you take in a migrant, Marjorie? I would. I definitely, yes, I would. I'm quite happy to sleep in my tent, and I often do at the bottom of my garden, just to remind myself that I need to be closer to nature. So I'm more than willing to give up a room or two in my home for a migrant. What about you? Would you? No, didn't think so. Bigotry, right there. But I would. I would let them take over. I would let them have the kitchen, the bathroom, whatever they needed, because they've been through it. And I've had a very happy life. So long as they don't mind the cats, they can stay. There you are. You weren't expecting that, were you? But that's true. I would. I'd like the company, frankly. I've lived alone for a very long time, and to have that sort of, even if we don't speak the same language, um, you know, the company would be very nice, wouldn't it? Yes, so I'd be quite happy with that. Very happy with that arrangement. Marjorie, night oats or ready break? Overnight oats, obviously. Keeps you regular. Right, I'm not going to be staying on for much longer, so if you've got any questions you want to, what are your thoughts on Just Stop Oil being prescribed? Well, Just Stop Oil aren't being prescribed because they're dead in the water, much like the planet is going to be. So they're done and dusted. So there's no need to do anything with Just Stop Oil other than show complete disdain for the way they threw us under the bus in the way that they did. How dare they? How dare they? They said that they've not achieved anything at all. You just ask Comrade Chris Packham of the Really Wild Show. He's very upset about it. He's had to join lots of different protests just to get his fix. They didn't think about that, did they? No. Right. Well, I'm going to go. Are you still in contact with the Vicar of Dibley? I've known many vicars. Don't know that one. Your anger, I don't have anger, reminds me of James O'Brien. Are you his biggest fan? I do enjoy listening to James very much. He speaks a lot of sense, does James O'Brien. Bob Hunter, do you think it's possible to escape tyranny? No, Bob. I do not. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, look at it. We're surrounded by it. Um, and we just have to fight it, especially the far right. They're our biggest problem right now. That's where the tyranny is. Thank you. Fighting the power, Marjorie. Yes, Alan Partridge, I bloody well will. Just you watch me go. Well, I've got to go anyway. Don't watch me go, as in, because I've got to go. I've got to go to bed, so I'm off. But yes, just you watch out. I shall be on every protest I can find. Tally ho! Viva the revolution! Right. Thank you for those. Oh God, see what she's done to me. This is what she does to me. Oh dear. I should have saved her till last, shouldn't I? Thank you for those super chats. Oh, yeah. See, this is why I can't do Marjorie on stage for very long, because it wrecks my voice. So if I do bring Marjorie to a live show, oh, I've gone all blurry. If I bring her to a live show, then I make sure I do Angela first, and then I don't lose my voice for Angela. Sorry about that. That's now cold tea, but it's still helpful. Yes, right. Who would win a fight between Big Ange and Marjorie? My money's on Marjorie. I think she fights dirty, and also I think she just Shout her down. You can't say no to Marjorie. You can't disagree with her. You just sort of find yourself going, okay. Right. Okay. Right. Who do you want to see next? Don't exhaust me too much, folks, because we're now at the 2 hour mark. I've talked that much. It's been nice. We've chatted, haven't we? We've got to know each other. Um. Oh, Tammy wants Jess. Oh God, no! I said Anushka. Hold that thought. Let me see if I can find uh Anushka's wig. Um, Hang on. I know it's in here somewhere, and stupidly I didn't get it out earlier. Oh, it's manky. It's not good, guys, but I found it. So just let me get something like that resembles some kind of headband. Obviously, you just have to imagine all the excess jewelry and fake tattoos as well. Just use your imagination. It's always hard when I do this live. I can't quite give myself you know, the full costume treatment. Otherwise, we'd be here all bloody night, wouldn't we? So I had the amazed time. I went to Glasgow. I know some of you poor people will never get to experience the magic of Glasgow in the same way that I did. But I have to say, it was like an intense spiritual experience where I just really allowed myself to just be within that moment. And when I did, I was just surrounded by the most incredible people, like the most incredible talent. And I think my favorite this year were this sweet little Irish band called Nika. It's so darling. It's so amazing. Um, just watching them work. I mean, it's not really my kind of music, just a little bit more like chilled, with the usual thing. This had a little more passion and aggression to it. And I just loved it so much. I just really felt every word that they were saying, even though I didn't really understand a lot of what they were saying because I don't really speak that language. But I just thought it was just amazing just to be in that moment when they were, talking about different things and people that they hated and wanted dead and stuff and stuff. And, it was just really deep. It's so deep. And, all the artwork that was there as well, so beautiful. There was this thing that these really, really clever, hilarious people called Led by Donkeys. They did this thing where they did this thing where they put layers of pictures up of people that they wanted to send to Mars. And oh, her J.K. Rowling, hate her so much. It's just such a transphobe. Don't like her. And who else? Oh, Elon Musk, boo. Oh, thumbs down to Elon. Oh my God. He's ruining art. He's so ruining art for the world. Because he invented AI, and AI is totally taking over art and ruining it for everybody. So I hate him. Um, and then there's this really sweet vegan who have a little bit of a crush on. He's called Pascal. I love him. And he's also in a band called Bob Dylan. Oh my God. Oh,
major crushing, love him so much. And we shared a little bit of vegan ice cream after his gig. And I think he got into a little bit of trouble for something that he was saying. I don't really remember what it was, but anyways, we had a little bit of a snuggle backstage because I just thought it was so amazing. But anyway, I had the most amazing time. Um, if anybody has any questions you want to ask me, I'm okay for that. And you just go, I would rather go to the dentist than go to Glasgow. Well, why don't you go and stand outside a hotel? Because I think that's what the far right adjacent like to do those days. Anyway, you probably don't even know what a dentist is. You probably can't go to a private dentist. You probably can't even get into an NHS dentist. So there. Um, and thank you, Marcus. You're so generous. That's so kind of you, and thank you. Um, anyone else? So I'm gonna have to like skedaddle in a minute because I've got some of my friends to meet up with. We're just gonna go and see some friends at a club. It's such a beautiful club. They do the most amazing organic drinks. So I'm gonna go and fill my boots. But anyways, to everybody, apart from City Man, go find a hotel to stand outside. And I'll see you all soon. I can't wait to go to my next amazing festival. They're coming up, August Bank Halls. Can't wait, VIP. Anyway, I've got to go. See you all later. I'm glad I found the wig. Oh, right, right. Um, oh, sorry, Robert Glove. I didn't see your message before I signed off. Okay, I am struggling with my voice. Really struggling with my voice. Thank you, Marcus, by the way. Um, um, oh, sorry, Stephen, I missed your message. Wow, my voice is like proper going now, isn't it? Oh, I've gone deep. I've gone so deep. This is what happens after a while when I'm straining a little bit. Um, our Jess. Oh, I'm crap at Jess. I'm so crap at Jess. I don't think I've got Jess quite right yet. I can't really last very long as Jess. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think my voice can last particularly very long. I'll give it a go, of course. Um, right. Let me channel my inner Jess. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I just gave myself a little bit of a facelift then. I like that. At my age, need a little bit of a facelift. Oh, hilarious. If you want to have a little bit of a laugh at my expense, um, if you Google intellady, it's so funny what comes up. The questions people have asked Google about me. Intellady, real name. Intellady, age. Intellady, higher. Intellady, intellady, age. Okay. Um, I'll help you out. Old. There you go. Intellady, age. Old. So you can't do Jess without really massive ooped earrings. Right, hold on. Got to get. I don't think I'll stay in the voice for very long. I'll give it a go anyway.
All right, Babs. Well, hold on. I need to change my location. Not that. Not that. That'll do. All right, Babs. Well, I've found me decent holiday location. I'm just taking a couple of weeks having a breather because it's been very difficult for us Labourers. We've had a very tough time. And I've struggled. I have struggled. I've struggled with the far right. And they stood outside city man stood outside the hotels at the moment and just mixing with the far right and waving all the flags. And it's very triggering for me. Um, I just don't like it. So I've had to escape it and just take myself off somewhere. And I think people that are making it worse just enjoy the furore because it's all about the furore. And I hate Elon Musk for the furore. Don't like it. Somebody's asked the question. Says Jess said her attractiveness is a huge problem. Men can't control themselves. Is that why you don't wash your hair? So you see what I've got to put up with? The misogyny. It's the misogyny. I can't stand it. This is what I've got to deal with on the daily. I shouldn't have to be dealing with it. I've got to take myself off to a beautiful beach like this just to get away from the misogyny. This is what I have to put up with. They'll just people lie and say they care about women and girls, and nobody cares more about women and girls than me. They're just doing it because it's politically expedient to do it. They don't care. They don't care about anything. Would you rather take in one of the asylum seekers or one of the rats the size of cats? I love everybody. I've already got rats because of all the bins, the rubbish. So it doesn't really matter at this point. That's why I've come to the beach, just to get away from it all. But you lot, you just don't give up. Anyway, I've got to go, Babs, because I just need to take a beautiful stroll in this beautiful area, just taking it in before I've got to go back to all the furore. I love women and girls. Size of these bad boys, eh? I don't think I could ever wear earrings this size. I'd end up getting them hooked on something and ripping my ear off. Oh, right. Sorry if I missed anything. Right. I am I'm pretty much spent. Unless there's any other character that is fairly simple for me to do before I have to go, I might manage one more and then I'm pretty much at the end. Can I ask everyone, please, while I've still got some of you here, um, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you watched my Sky News skit that I did about the hotel protest. Please, please, please watch it and share it out. I just feel as though people don't take the piss out of Sky News enough, frankly. And they're just honestly that what I based that on was an actual news piece that they did about the hotels and the protests. And it was so ridiculously one-sided. I'm like, I've got to parody this. So please, please, I beg of you to watch that and share that. Please share it out as much as you can. Stephen wants me to do Carol.
All right, okay. I will do Carol as my final one. Just check I haven't missed anything. No, I haven't missed anything. Okay. Thank you, DJ B2. I will. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, City Man. Get outside that hotel, City Man. Oh dear. Right, hang on. What, it's very warm in here, might I add. I don't know. Where is Carol? I know she's here somewhere. I need to get a proper badge for Carol, don't I? Oh, hang on. Hi, Bob Hunter. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Ta-da! I can't read with these glasses, so this will be fun. Very good evening to you all. I'm Carol, she, her, and I'm the Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Training Officer for NHS England, for NHS Fife, for the police service, M&S, and soon to be Shabana Mahmood as well. I've been doing we call it EZI training in the UK. It's called DEI in America. I know that. I have met some people from America, very nice, and I make sure that everybody feels included. So I just want to take a moment just to make sure everybody in the chat is feeling included, valued, and seen. Do you feel seen? That is the important thing. I think that's what we're going to talk about today: being seen, feeling seen, and how important it is to have that diversity and make sure you are seen. So I just want you all to know that every single day I take a moment out of my day and say, I see you all. Sometimes I'm on the bus, sometimes I'm just walking down the street, but I make sure that you all know that I see you. And it goes down very well, very well. Now, I want to make sure that you know where you may be going wrong when it comes to inclusivity. I want to make sure you've all got one of these in your homes, very, very important, and that you are actively using pronoun badges when you go out. That is very, very important as well. Does anyone have any questions you would like to ask me? My pronouns are he, him, and my adjectives are wise and infallible. Please use them. City Man, I will do. I will do. And I would imagine, City Man, that you probably use those pronouns loudly when you're standing outside hotels. So that's good. Very good. Glad you are here to protect us, Carol. Carol, she, her, if you don't mind. And yes, I will protect you, especially if you are identifying as a vulnerable person. So there you go. Right. Hello to you, Caroline. Nice to see you in. Now, what else have we got? Has anybody else got any questions? Oh, Claire. Thank you very much, Claire. That is very kind. Look, I'm not going to be staying for very long, but what I will say is everywhere you go and everything that you do,
just make sure you are putting other people last. Now let me explain why I'm saying that. Because your feelings matter. And if you identify as a victim, that matters more than other people who maybe don't identify as a victim. Understanding your victimhood is one of the most key things to being a wonderful member, marginalised member of society. And that is what we strive for when we are doing this training. And it helps you to be seen. So if you do see yourself as a victim, you do get 10 points on the diversity scale for identifying your victimhood. So I hope that goes some way to making you feel more seen today than you were yesterday. So there you are. Right, I've got to go now. What's your favourite colour? Rainbow. Well, I love all the colours of the rainbow. I also love the shapes as well, and the symbols. That's very, very important, isn't it? As a woman, I appreciate the NHS checking my pronouns before I have an X-ray. Rubber glove. I think you spot on with that. That is very important. You can't have an X-ray until you have had your pronouns checked. I think it's very important. Right, thank you, Brian. I'm glad you like my lanyard. It is very inclusive, and that is what it is all. It's about being inclusive. So just make sure wherever you go and whatever you do, you are being as inclusive as possible. And I will see you soon. I've got another course coming up that you can all sign on to. Is recognizing your white privilege. We're going to be doing that next week, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you very much. Well, I really couldn't see in those glasses. Everything's just very blurry. Okay, right. I'm sure I have a few things to say before I go, because it's getting on a bit now. Thank you everybody who has sent a super chat. Thank you, Bob Hunter. I know you've sent a few, haven't you? Thank you. Really, really appreciate all of you. For those of you who haven't sent super chats but have been here in the chat and have been getting to know everybody and contributing, thank you all. I really enjoy what I do. I enjoy entertaining people, but I can't do it without you watching and sharing and hitting the like. It's not an ego thing with the likes. It's an algorithm thing with the likes. If you don't hit the likes and you don't engage, then YouTube just doesn't bother putting my video out anywhere, which is really annoying. So please, please help me by doing that, sharing wherever you can. I'm not on Facebook, haven't been on Facebook for quite a while actually, but you know, feel free to share on that platform, X, wherever. I'm so grateful for all of you. You're all brilliant. You can also, if you want to help me, go to buymeacoffee.com/intellady. That helps the wig fund, because my wigs do not, unsurprisingly, my wigs don't last very long for I have to change them. I just so appreciate all of you. I am nothing without you lot. You lot make it worth doing. I love you interacting with me in the comments. Sometimes I miss comments. If I get flooded with comments on multiple videos in a day, I don't always see comments. I'm not trying to ignore people. I don't cherry pick what comments I respond to. Sometimes I just don't see them. So there you go. The Jester, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much to my incredible mods. You are amazing, and you keep the chat running smoothly, and you're always there for my videos, and I really, really appreciate you all. I will try and do more live streams, but as you can hear,
they do start to destroy me after a while. It's Marjorie, really. She's the killer. If you like this, please tell your friends, family, get them to subscribe. And yes, I am doing live shows when I'm invited to. There may be a few coming up. There's definitely Comedy Unleashed Leeds coming up, and we'll just have to see what else comes up after that. I think that's all my notes. I'm waffling. I'm going to timestamp for people watching after the fact of, when I start doing impressions and, when I start answering questions and things. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with me. I love you all. You are flipping legendary, brilliant, wonderful audience, and I am absolutely privileged to have you all. I will see you all again soon, and I don't know how to end this stream, so this will be fun. Thank you. Good night, everybody. See you again very, very soon.